Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to a brand new video here today for some more F1 2020 My Team career mode. Today we are here for my home race, the team's home race, the British Grand Prix. Really excited about this one. Last year it was probably the AI's weakest track on the 2019 game, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they perform this year, and hopefully we can have a good race this weekend. Guys, if you're looking forward to the video, drop me a like straight off the bat, and if you guys did miss the last episode at Austria, check it out guys. I will leave a link up here in the top right hand corner of your screen. But guys, Silverstone is a track that I love and I can't wait to get things underway. Recently of course we had our contract negotiations with Mick Schumacher. He's now sticking with us for the foreseeable future until the end of the season probably, and hopefully he can use that to improve and, you know, pick up his performances a little bit, and fingers crossed that is going to help the team as a whole. And guys, if you are new to the channel, you're watching me for the first time ever, I'm trying to hit 50,000 subs guys by the end of the year, so any help would be massively appreciated. So if you can hit the red subscribe button down below for daily F1 content, I'd massively appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get the episode underway. So first and foremost, let's jump into the laptop. You can see on screen we do have $2.5 million to our name, along with 441 resource points. The weather forecast this weekend is promising, as there's no rain expected. And in terms of the R&D graph, we have gained a little bit on Haas and Alfa Tauri as we bring an upgrade of our own to this race weekend. I believe it's the first of our major upgrades. It's a major aerodynamic upgrade for drag reduction. So our first big upgrade is on the car, and I can't wait to see how that affects things moving forward. Also noting we've got a few more upgrades in the pipeline for the chassis, so we've got a major one and a minor one on the way, so hopefully we'll be seeing those take effect on the car very soon. But we now move into practice, and I can't lie boys, practice made me realise something. We've got a good car, like, I'm quite happy with it, it felt good, but the AI this year are very quick around here. It's probably the strongest track so far from my experience, I think, personally, which is very surprising. But after practice, you can see now we're very close to level 10 on the Team Acclaim, and we as a driver are very close to level 8. So we're really pushing on now. And of course, once we get to level 10 as a team, it means we can add on a third sponsor, or should I say, a full sponsor if you include the title sponsor to the team. So it's really big for us, and we need that extra income to really push things forward in the right direction. But jumping into qualifying then, my best lap was my final one, so let's have a look to see how the session started. And this was my first lap, and to be fair, it was a pretty good banker. The car was working well. I ran it a bit conservative on the wings. I ran probably a little bit too high on the front wing around this first run, so I took a bit of wing out for the second one to make the car a little bit quicker on the straight and a bit more competitive all round, and it proved to be the right decision. Straight away on the second run I found a bit more lap time. As you can see, currently we are ahead of both Williams cars, but just behind our teammate. As you can see now, by the end of the second sector we found about 0.2 of a second on this lap. We do lose a little bit of ground though heading onto the hangar straight, but eventually we found even more time through sector 3. You can see here we absolutely nailed the final corner, and we're going to improve by about 2.5 tenths just about. So we do improve, but we remain in P20 behind Mick Schumacher, so it's a bit frustrating. There wasn't much more pace in the car, but this was my best lap of qualifying. So let's see what a lap is like around the Silverstone circuit in the 97 Racing F1 car.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap, or that's qualifying over for us.
Here we go, out of the final corner, picking up a short shift. We didn't quite nail the exit, but still good enough to improve by a couple of tenths. About 2.5 tenth improvement, but unfortunately, we still didn't move, and we stay in P20 as we wasn't able to leapfrog Mick Schumacher. And to be fair, that was the limit. The car had no more pace in it. We was a tenth off our teammate, and quite a way off from getting to Q2 this time. So it is what it is. We didn't quite have the pace this weekend, but still comfortably ahead of the Williams cars. But Mick is back, and after signing the contract, straight away he's managed to out-qualify us. So credit to him. But yeah, we're now going to move into an interview after quali.
You won't be starting at the front of the pack. Are you worried?
Not really. I mean, we wasn't going to start from the front anyway. So yeah, it's not really much of a concern, to be honest.
How do you think this team will be feeling after that result?
I mean, I think they'll be fine. You know, I'm not really looking into what they're doing too much, to be honest, but I'm sure they've worked hard, done what they can, and maximised, you know, as many points as possible.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Right then, so before we jump into the race, let's go into the final details here. So the rivalry breakdown, we do lose a couple of points to Pierre Gasly, but the gap is still 6 points. You know, we're 17 to 11, so we've got a good lead in that sense. Also, team acclaim-wise, big news as we move up to level 8 as a driver. Mick is almost level 7, and as a team, we are now level 10, which means after this race, guys, we will be putting on a brand new sponsor onto the car. So stay tuned for that, guys. At the end of the video after the race, we're putting on a third sponsor, which I can't wait for. But yeah, guys, overall, a positive qualifying, but we're now going to move into the race for our team's home Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix.
We return once again then to the home of British motorsport and the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone, and it's time for the British Grand Prix. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Max Verstappen, and Albon, Ricciardo, Perez, Ocon, and Lance Stroll, Sainz, Norris, Daniel Kvyat and Raikkonen, Gasly, Giovinazzi, Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean, Schumacher, Martinez, Russell and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right guys, so here we are then, we're on the grid for the British Grand Prix, my home race, the team's home race, and we want to try and perform here today and try and get a good result. Unfortunately, the pace hasn't looked that great this weekend, you know, we've been quite a way off, and this track has very much showcased that the car still needs a lot of work, but having said that, the last few races, the race pace has been much better, so we may still have a chance, you never know. Strategy-wise, we're going to start on the medium tyres and go on to the softs. A very simple one-stop strategy here today, and hopefully having the softs at the end might give us a chance of picking something up at the end of the race. Weather conditions, no rain expected. Fuel-wise, one extra lap. You know the drill. Let's get racing. It's time for the British Grand Prix. Right, here we go, boys. Clutch in. Revs in the optimal range. Lights out and away we go. Oh my goodness me, what a start. Look at that. Look at the launch. Absolutely unreal. The Williams getting a good start as well there into turn one. Just being cautious here with that front wing. Got Mick Schumacher on the outside. To be fair, I'm quite happy to let him go, but I'm going to try have a look on the inside here. 3 wide into turn 3. Bit of contact as we bash tyres. Luckily our front wing is not damaged. We're going to go around the outside of Mick here. We're going to get the traction down. Around the outside we go all the way. Can we get the Williams as well of George Russell? We'll switch to the outside as we go into Brooklands. Around the outside of Russell, can we pull off the move? Yes, we can. Inside for the next one. Into Luffield, and there we go. Job done. Good start from us up into P18. Exactly what the doctor ordered. This track is going to be a slipstream fest, so We've got to try and drive smart here in this race and be wise with our moves. A bit wide there through Cops, but that's okay. They're battling behind, so hopefully that will allow us to pull away. Magnussen in front of us. Let's see if we can get into the back of him and try and stick with him if we can. We're going to be at a disadvantage. Looks like everybody's running the soft compound tyres at the start of the race here. I don't quite have the pace at the moment. It is what it is. We're going to have to just hang in there as long as we can and try and survive on these tyres. To be fair, Russell's nowhere near me in terms of putting an overtake on me, but we can't match the pace of the cars ahead. They're too quick. Here comes Grosjean. He's behind us. He's got a lot more pace. Just like Magnussen, we're not going to fight it too heavily. We'll let him get on with it. We'll try and follow him if we can and stay within DRS range. Hopefully he can drag us along. Similar to what we did in Austria, really. Same kind of thing we need to try and do. I can't lie, guys. Mick's got quite a bit of pace. I'm debating if I should let him go. He is on the soft tyres. And I'll just kind of follow my teammate instead. I think that might be the better option for us, to be honest. So I might tactically let him go by it. Oof, getting loose there. That's my cue. We'll let Schumacher get on with it. We'll let him go by. There we go. Hopefully you can stick with Grosjean. And we'll just kind of follow our teammate along for now until the tyres start to fade on the softs a little bit. Ooh, okay, yellow flag.
Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Carlos Sainz in the McLaren. Will there be another safety car? Looks like there won't be. There would have been one by now, I think. So we're going to continue on our way, which to be fair I don't mind because the safety car probably would have screwed up our strategy. So I consider it a good thing.
Green flag.
Let's keep with these guys. Mick at the minute is benefiting from being tucked in behind Grosjean, but that's good though. It looks like it's definitely Haas versus 97 here today. Oh, that corner I'm struggling with big time, man. Really big issues. Rear tyre looks fine, so I'm going to run a higher differential to get more rear grip. I'm on for a personal best and I've dropped out of Mick's DRS. He's so quick. He's actually going for a move on Grosjean here, which I don't mind. Let's see if he can get it done. Hopefully this will allow us to get back within DRS range. Hopefully we can just push on a little bit. But these two are going at it. Side by side through the final chicane. This is definitely going to be back into range, but let's see if Mick can get it done. Yes, he can. What a move. Fair play, mate. Lovely move from Mick there. Personal best from us as well. I'm on the limit. I've got no more pace to give. I've got to say, guys, Mick is actually pulling away from Grosjean here. He's trying to open up a gap. Grosjean isn't quite on his gearbox, but we'll see what happens. This is a really fascinating battle, though. It just goes to show Mick's come back alive here. He's renewed his contract, and suddenly he's got renewed optimism, and he's pushing on again now, like it was race 1 in Australia. Oh my God, guys, I'm really hanging on here. I just don't have the pace. Grosjean trying to look for a move on Mick, but he doesn't quite have the pace to do it. I'm waiting for these soft tyres to start dropping off, but it's not happening, which is encouraging for the final stint, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I'm hoping to do a bit better this race, but we seem to be lacking race pace as well, it seems, which is quite rare. We do have a Renault in the pit lane as we set a new personal best. It's Ricciardo going for the hard compound tyre, so he's going for the one stop. This time Grosjean goes for the re-overtake around the outside of Mick Schumacher. Looks like he's got that one done. Inside for the chicane. Or to be fair, Mick's hanging in there. He's keeping his nose in. He hasn't given it up just yet. This is great though, it's keeping me in play, which is exactly what I want, as we've got a few more cars in the pit lane.
Within 1 second of the car ahead, get ready to use DRS to overtake.
Got a few cars in, they're going for the medium tyre, so I'm expecting Mick and Grosjean to pit this lap, to be honest. But we're on the back of these guys again now, which is great news. We've got Bottas behind us here. He's closing in, but he's not quite close enough just yet to go for the move, so we'll try and keep him behind until the Wellington straight if possible. It won't be easy, but we'll give it a go. Mick and Grosjean pit, as expected.
Mick is coming in for his stop.
Bottas looking for the move here, but I've got my engine turned up. We now move up into 8th place in this race. Let's just try and survive until the Wellington straight, and then we can let him by nice and easily. I've run that in a bit wide there by accident. I've invited Bottas in, but that's okay. He's going to go past anyway here, so we'll just make it easy for him. There we go, Lee Mix. Come on, Valtteri, get a move on, son. Let's go. Alright, that's him through. We'll be letting Verstappen through very soon as well. Okay, the remaining cars on soft tyres are in the pit lane, so we'll gain a handful of places once again. If there was a VSC or a safety car now, that would help me out absolutely massively. We move up into P5 in this race. We've got Verstappen now behind us. He's closing us down pretty quickly. We'll let him by as well, probably. He'll just close up massively through these corners. We just don't have the same level of downforce as the top teams. You can really notice it around this track. Here's Max then, right behind us. We'll keep it in lead Mick so you can get by straight away early on. And there we go. We can now go up to Rich and just, you know, not lose too much pace if possible. Let's see if I can stick with these DRS like I did with Bottas when he passed me. Now the target I would like to hit is to try and stay here and not get overtaken before lap 16, which is when we're going to pit. I want to try and have no disruptions and just be able to drive as fast as I can on these tyres. But of course I've got to be realistic. That's not going to be the case. Right, we've got Ocon and Albon behind us. We'll defend the inside. Hopefully they'll both follow through quite comfortably. And there we go, they both go by. We can now resume and get on with our race. One more lap to go before we pit. Let's try and stick with these two if I can. That'd be nice. Right. It's time to pit. Good first in. On for a personal best currently. But to really concentrate and not really talk much in this one. But we're done. Now we can pit for the soft tyres. Perfect pit entry. Absolutely spot on. We're going to box for the soft tyres. It's a really slow pit lane. But it is what it is. Let's see if we can make do what we got. Engine-wise, we're looking a bit worn in the ICE. Besides that, we should be okay. Look at that train of cars, though. There's a massive train. If they all battle, they could lose a lot of time. But I think we're too far back today to really get anything out of this race. But, you know.
Complete. Go now.
3.1. Just not good enough. Far too slow. Here comes Mick. And there's Grosjean. So we're going to be back in P19.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Speaking of Grosjean, almost did a Grosjean down the pit exit, but we're away. Right, let's hope our soft tyres hold up like they did for the AI. And they're just as fast on lap 10 as they were on lap 1. Let's see. Head down, maximum effort now, maximum push. See if we can at least finish ahead of our teammate this race, that'd be pretty good. Lads, we've got no pace. I'm not catching Grosjean on these tyres. I just don't have the pace, simple as that. It looks like the AI are just much stronger around here. This is probably the first time I've encountered a very strong track. Ooh.
Okay, the safety car is out. The safety car is out. We need to form up at a reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive.
Damn. Never mind, I spoke too soon. We've got a chance now with that safety car. We're back in the race. I'll stand by what I said though. We don't have the pace around here. 110 AI. This is the first time I can say the 110 AI might be a bit too difficult. But you know what? Well, it comes with the territory. There's going to be some tracks where we're stronger, some where we're worse. For example, Canada was very easy, but either way, we've got a safety car now, so this could really change things. So let's just get this period over and done with. We'll save up a bit of fuel, because we do use a lot of fuel around here. And we'll see if we make a late charge at the end of the race, maybe.
Turbocharger is on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
Yeah, we're definitely struggling on the engine front. I might try and squeeze one more race out of this engine in the next one in Hungary, but after that we're going to have to change the engine, I think, for Spa and also Monza. Here we go then, boys. It's time for the restart. Key period in the race, this one. Can we get anything out of this? I don't think points is possible. I think 8 positions is a lot to ask for, but we can give it a go. Oh my god, I'm getting so close to Grosjean here. Everyone's going so slowly. Can't go anywhere though, unfortunately, until the green flag. And there we go. Right, let's see if we have any pace on the restart here. Away we go. A full bar of overtake. Let's use that. Getting very close to Grosjean here. Literally pushing him through the first couple of corners. No DRS though. I wonder if we can challenge. Here we go. Into Brooklyn, it's just not close enough. We'll just stick with it, you never know. Mick's doing a good job as well of hanging in there on the medium tyres. I do have a lot of grip in certain areas, but in others I'm still struggling. And the car feels good, to be honest with you. I just don't have the pace, as simple as that. But we'll stick with it. Keeping an eye on the engine temperatures. 30F through there is absolutely horrible. Let's see if we can get past Grosjean here. If I can get the S's right, this could be key. Oh, I'm actually losing ground. I'm actually falling back from him on through the S's. That's where on F1 2019, you could be quicker than the AI, but this year you're slower. Unfortunately, they're quick everywhere around here this year. They're really strong. DRS on Grosjean, but again, I'm making no inroads on the straight whatsoever against the Ferrari power unit. This train is horrible. This 2 Ferrari powered cars leading it, so it's so difficult to make any kind of progress. Getting very close through there. You might be wondering why I'm running lean mix, but it's because running lean keeps the engine temperatures under control. Oh, that's a big one for me. Big moment there. I'm using up all my overtake. If I can just get past Grosjean and beat a Haas car, I'll be happy. Here we go. This is my chance to get ahead. Down the inside. That's an overtaking opportunity. Nice and tight through turn 1, keeping it flat out. And there we go. We make a move and we strike. Exactly what I'm talking about. I think this Alfa Romeo is a bit slow, so I think Mick might have a chance of getting past here as well for good measure. Right, here goes Mick. He's going to go for a move on the Alfa Romeo, I think. The Alfa does have DRS, but I think Mick's got enough. Maybe not. I really thought he'd go for it there, but not quite. The Ferrari power is just so much. It's so difficult to you know, get better than that on the straight. You've got to really work on the engine at times. Right, here we go. Can we get anything into turn 1 here? I don't really want to pass my teammate if I can avoid it, because I think Mick's got the pace to get past the Alfa Romeo first and foremost, and then we can try and follow him through. That would be nice. Let's see if he gets him here on the Wellington straight. I've run that in a bit wide there. This time the Alfa won't have DRS. This is going to be Mick's best chance to get past. Will he take it? He's gaining, but it's not enough. That Ferrari powered Alfa is just unbelievable. Right, here we go through the S's. Last lap. I'm trying to see if I can get close enough to maybe challenge, but I think it's going to happen. Mick is going to get the run on him though. Actually, I'll tell you what, we might just get a chance here. Down the inside we go. No, we get pinched by Kimi. Oh no. Damn it.
Are you okay? That was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Well, guys, it's disappointing. It really is. Yeah, at first I thought I just got a bit too excited with the move, to be honest, but then I watched it back and I do think there was more than enough space, time for me to make that move, and I think Kimi just completely turns in on me, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's a shame, it really is, because, you know, we was doing okay. You know, Mick finished P15 in the end, and I could see a P16, I really could. I thought we could have got a good result as a team, no points, but still a good finish. But in the end, it wasn't to be, and I can't complain too much. We just didn't have the pace this weekend. Even on the soft tyres, we just lacked pace, as simple as that, really. So, yeah, it seems like this track has had a big facelift compared to last year. Last year, in 2019, this was the AI's worst track, I think. This year is by far their strongest that I've had so far. So, It is what it is. Hamilton, though, picks up the win for the home fans ahead of Bottas and Leclerc. Verstappen P4 ahead of Albon. Lance Stroll P6 ahead of Ocon, Perez, Ricciardo and Lando Norris. Sebastian Vettel misses out on the points. Only P10 for him here today ahead of Pierre Gasly, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Schumacher, Raikkonen, Grosjean, Russell, myself and Latifi, with Kvyat and Sainz not finishing the race. Standings-wise, we're still, pretty high up, but Stroll does overtake us now. He's pretty far ahead. That was a big result from him here today. And Ocon as well is only 2 points behind us. So we're probably going to drop down to P13 very soon. Constructors-wise, we're P7. We're still ahead of Alfa Romeo, and that is all that matters. So, yeah, guys, that is it for the British Grand Prix. We're now going to move into the laptop and see what we can do moving forward into the future races. Okay, so looking at the rivalry breakdown, it's not looking too good, to be honest. At least we classified. That's the only positive we can take from that. Gasly closes up the gap massively now, only 3 points behind. Acclaim-wise, though, we're on a level 10, so we can put on a brand new sponsor to the team. That's going to really help us out in terms of bringing in some big money because, doing the whole season on 110% AI, it does mean we develop a little bit slower than usual. Unfortunately, we did fail our team goal of DSP Optics, of course. As you'd expect, of course, we need a top 10, and there is some damage reductions due to the crash at the end of the race. So it's not ideal, but we can still improve. Okay, so first and foremost, we have a sponsorship renewal with DSP Optics. This contract will be for 105 days, so I'm happy to renew it. So let's get into negotiations. And there we go, we've renewed with them now, so they're now signed up for a little while. We do have 10 days until the Hungarian Grand Prix, so we could be able to fit on a couple of extra upgrades and get a bit of a short turnaround of some upgrade parts. So first and foremost, we've got a lot to get through. So activity-wise, let's assign things first. So we need to improve the car. It's just a fact, the car needs work. So first and foremost, I think durability needs a little bit of work. We've definitely been slacking there and we need to improve upon that. Secondly, it's going to be aero department, and then the last one will be chassis. So it's all going to be team focused. We're going to be helping us out. We do have a spare day, to be fair, which we haven't really maximized, but I don't really mind. We need to work on the car and all the departments. So yeah, the aero one does give us a bit of a hit elsewhere, but I really don't mind. Like, we need to just improve as a whole. So yeah, that's that done. We're now going to move over to the facilities tab because we've got 3.57 million to spend and we can definitely improve. There's lots of areas I want to look at, aerodynamic and engine and chassis and durability, to be fair. I'm tempted by all of them, but at the same time, these two are really tempting, marketing and personnel. Personnel-wise, I am tempted to do the upgrade for the simulator because it will improve mixed pace even more. So I'm thinking of doing that one, to be honest. It gives us a stronger second driver, to be honest, and give us a better chance of points. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that. That will hopefully arrive in a little while. And then finally, upgrade-wise, so as you can see, we do have 2 upgrades for the chassis on the way. Those should hopefully take us above Haas in the R&D comparison chart, but we're going to add some more. So 1,200 points, we can definitely improve, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So first of all, I'm tempted to do an engine one to improve fuel efficiency, but ultimately it's not really a priority. Can we add on another chassis one? No, we can't. So we'll go for aero, although to be fair, these haven't been enabled yet. We need facility spec 1. Ooh, damn, that's a big... That's okay, that's interesting actually. So we've actually maxed out these departments. Oh no, I should have actually spent my money on this instead. Well, that's a problem. So we'll spend the points on durability because we still need that anyway. So looking at the options, there's a couple I want to do. The one I really want to do is control electronics. That needs work, so we'll strap that on the car and get that underway, and that will hopefully improve us a lot. We should go 4th in terms of durability, so that will really help us, progress in that regard. And now let's spend the money. So let's go to the corporate tab. As you can see, we can now add a new sponsor, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got loads of options here. I'm going to have a little quick look and see what the best one is for us. I've got to be honest, boys, there's a bit of an issue here because I don't want to get the same sponsors as everybody else. I know there's a bit of an issue with the clash of sponsors across various YouTube series, but you can't help but ignore, like, Satellite, 408,000 for a gold bonus if we complete 100 laps combined between me and my teammate over a race weekend, which is a ludicrous amount of money. Like, we could really, really do with that. The other one, of course, besides Satellite, which is also pretty popular, is Pay Night, which is also pretty achievable. The gold bonus is not as high, but the weekly salary is also not as high. This one is quite achievable as well. These two look pretty damn good. Quest looks pretty tasty as well. Complete a race with no DNFs within the team, but again, that's just down to luck, which I don't really like. Mick could retire, which would hurt quite a bit. So those three are definitely at the top of my list. Now, this one's quite interesting Sudu, I'm not quite sure what to call it, some form of maybe Japanese sponsor, achieved the fastest lap in any session. So we could, to be fair, technically strap on the soft tyres and do a qualifying run in FP1, and that would give us top spot, and that's 352k bonus, which is quite tempting, to be honest. Having said that, I've assessed all my options, and I think this one is the one I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for Zainetto. It's not the biggest one in terms of an earner, but it's very simple. Answer at least 2 interview questions during a race weekend, and we can absolutely do that very, very easily, and that's going to be guaranteed money. So we're going to sign them onto the team. And there we go, we have Zainetto on board as a brand new sponsor. The weekly income now is nearly $1 million. We're so close. We've got Atlantic, DSP Optics, and Zainetto. I made the mistake with Atlantic to not renew and actually renegotiate and then sign them again. So this time, when the contract expires in 14 days, we will re-sign with them. Hopefully, we should get a nice, healthy bonus. But the weekly income now is pushing $1 million, which is absolutely awesome and really, really promising. But guys, that is it now for this one. And all we've got left to do now is just push on, move forward with the timeline and see where we are in a few days' time. Straight away, there's been some bad news arriving at Hungary, and that is the major chassis upgrade we had planned has unfortunately failed, which is really, really annoying. And I'm starting to struggle, guys. I feel like I'm running out of air. Like, we can't seem to improve the car. We're running out of time, and we need results quick. So I've got to take a different approach with this, and I've got to find a different way of improving. So, yeah, the focus now is bringing the money in. We've got to hit our goals. It's very, very simple. We've got to try and improve. And the target from now on, I think, to be honest, is to really improve the facilities. All of this needs to work. It's as simple as that. We need to work on this. We need to buy aerodynamics, powertrain, mainly those two because the chassis is not doing too badly. But we need these two. It's as simple as that. The fabrication one, we need to, improve. All this stuff, basically, it's all got to push on. So, yeah, we've got the money, to be fair, to buy one of them, but I'm going to hold off. We'll buy them at the end of the next episode. Hopefully we can maybe buy 2 if we're lucky. So, guys, that's going to be it from me here today for this episode of Career Mode. If you guys enjoyed it, drop me a like and subscribe if you are new for more daily Formula 1 content. And also check out the 2 videos on your screen right now, guys, if you have missed them. But, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It wasn't the race I wanted at Silverstone, but we move on to the next one at Hungary. And I hope you guys will be there to watch the video. But until then, take care, and I'll see you all next time.